this is really important for people. We think we've been programmed that 65 is retirement. You sit back, take it easy, do nothing. That's BS. When you get to this phase of life, it starts all over again. You get a whole new life filled with freedom and happiness and excitement and great health and great food and great friends. That's the vision you have to have.
Right.
That's what you need to think about.
I'm too old to get a job. Or, you expect me to walk 3 miles a day? It's easy for you to say, you're only 35.
35. I'm 65. Did you forget? You wished I was 35, but I'm not.
Oh, I thought I was talking to someone else.
Oh, yeah. How about, I'm too old to learn how to use a computer? Now, I'm sure you've heard statements like these before, or maybe you said them yourself. We're here today to tell you that you're cheating yourself of the life of retirement you deserve, and for those around you as well.
You know, common statements like those don't make sense anymore. Not at the level of health and care available, and not with the depth of knowledge available on the benefits of exercise, the benefits of nutrition.
Listen, you can jump on YouTube and you can learn anything you want to do about anything today and more. So there's no reason for you to say, I'm too old.
For anything.
For anything. Now, you might have a physical impairment and maybe you can't bench press 350 pounds like you did in college.
But that doesn't mean you can't go to the gym.
It doesn't mean you can't go to the gym.
That's
so
exactly
today
right.
we're going to give you 4 steps to getting rid of that excuse. Did you know one of my favorite people on the planet, Colonel Sanders? Yes.
It's not your favorite person on the planet. You grew up eating KFC like
I did.
Relentlessly.
But listen to this about the Colonel. He was 65 years old when he started Kentucky Fried Chicken.
But, you know, legend has it that his idea was rejected over 1,000 times, and he literally knocked on doors for years. But with his persistence, he was a billionaire at the age of 88.
Yeah, because he didn't give up.
Right.
He didn't say he was too old.
I'm sure if he had the attitude that he was too old as he was going through it, we wouldn't have that story today.
No, we have to find another one.
That's right.
Nelson Mandela's another good one. We're going to
That is a great
save
one.
that for down the road. But, hey, listen, and by the way, if you're listening to this and you feel like you've got this part of your life wired, that's great and congratulations. And we appreciate you listening. But we also want to ask you to share with some friends that might benefit from what you're listening to today.
And also, please subscribe and hit like and leave some comments or questions for us. We'll definitely get back to you.
Now look, just because we're at a certain age, 50,
Ooh.
65, 70, or even 80, it doesn't mean we can't move our bodies.
No, but I'm so glad you just took like 7 years off my age in
Well,
front of everybody. I love that about you.
But it doesn't mean we can't move our bodies.
That's right.
It doesn't mean we can't learn a new skill or a job.
Right. Or pick up a new sport.
Pickleball again. We always talk about pickleball.
But we have to do it.
If you're following us, we talk about pickleball a lot. We just haven't done it yet. But here's the thing around all of this. It's mindset. Because mindset can drive how we feel, how we behave. Really, it can help us imagine life for ourselves and others in the future.
Right. So today,
Either way.
So today we're going to give you 4 steps to overcoming that age-old mindset of I'm too old to do that.
Right. What's the first one?
So the first thing is, keep learning and keep trying. Now is the time. You have a 30-year horizon ahead of you. Maybe you've just recently left your career and you have time on your hands. You're never too old to learn something new.
One of the things that we do a lot of now is we read a lot. I mean a lot. We're reading a book a week. Now, Jody does read some novels.
I do at night. I'm not ashamed of that.
But I'm a big self-help guy, and we listen, we watch.
I'm a self-help girl during the day, but I need a good novel at night.
We don't watch
before
anything,
I go
but
to
we
sleep.
do read a lot, so we can learn about how to live the most amazing life ever, and it helps us to stay relevant in these changing times. Because
Right.
we also read about current things, keeping up with computers and all of that.
That's right. We both actually engaged with some online learning to learn a new language, which there's tons of studies about what that does for your brain and exercising your brain and warding off some old people diseases.
Should we do the last half of this video in Spanish?
We could try it.
Hola. That's about it.
The idea to keep learning and trying, the number one step is to find what excites you and go for it.
Yeah. Cooking, writing a book, shooting video, starting a business. You can do it.
Our neighbor across the street shoots skeet now.
He's been doing that his whole life.
Yeah, but he re-engaged with it since his
He did,
career.
yeah.
So that's kind of new.
Yep. Now, the second thing, this is important. Eating healthy. Consider eating clean. Not sure what we mean by clean. Wash your vegetables first? No. Eating healthy. Listen.
Don't eat anything that is packaged or processed. Really find a way to eat a clean diet. Eat for health and energy as much as for enjoyment, right?
This is a big change for a lot of people. Listen, I grew up, you said earlier, on KFC and Chinese food and popcorn. I didn't eat the healthiest. Like, my mom was a great cook, but when she did cook, she put a lot of butter and Crisco and I don't know what else.
Do they still sell Crisco?
I don't know, but she cooked with it. So you want to watch foods that don't agree with you. One of the things about eating and cooking is that we're getting really good now at feeling or paying attention to how our body feels after we eat something. And you get that stomach that starts to flare up. It's because you shouldn't be eating the food anymore.
Well, and I would suggest, even as you're moving through and working with a nutritionist or a dietitian or a homeopathic doctor, consider your vegetable intake almost more important than your meat and protein intake. Do some research online, but this second bucket I think is really important.
Right, it is important. Now the third one,
we say a lot.
We do say a lot, but we can't say it enough because you need to do this every day. The third one is you've got to move your body every single day. You can't say that I'm too old to get up and walk. I mean, maybe you're too old to get up and run a marathon.
Or maybe not.
With
proper training.
But there's no reason you can't get out and start somewhere, right?
Right. And there's no benefit. I mean, there's no downside. There's all benefit. You feel better, you look better, you have more energy. And the one that I always put into this bucket of move your body every day, I'm a huge proponent of stretching. You have to stretch as you get older.
That's
and
true.
I harp on Mark every day that he takes his bike out and does his 40-mile bike ride. And I'm always like, did you stretch before? Did you stretch after? Stretching is very important.
And I always say yes, because that's what I'm supposed to say.
So part of moving your body every day is stretching. And it might, by moving your body every day, find and provide you with a community and a place to connect with others. So it might have a dual purpose.
We have this job and we do video and we coach people. We have a business. But we have this thing, every 50 minutes we get up and go outside and move. And we walk Max, the dog, or whatever. But we meet so many people in the neighborhood now by just being out during the day, having conversations. Right. So 2 things happen to us. The fourth one is, and this is really big, this falls under mindset a little bit, but cut out your negativity and consciously decide to be positive. Now people say to me, well, how does that work? Well, one way is the first thing you do when you get up in the morning, before you put your feet on the floor, when you're laying in bed, saying, I'm going to be really happy and make this a great day for me and somebody else. And have that mantra as you go in to get your first cup of coffee. Yeah,
I mean, it is easier said than done, but you have the power to change your mindset. And I think this is really a big bucket. A lot of people think of 65 as an ending point, and we're here to tell you it's not an ending point. A lot of people say to us, my career's over. What will I do now? I'm getting old. And it's this perpetual whine that comes.
You and I have been talking about this theory or this idea that, for a whole career, we waited to get to be 65. And you remember when you were in 20s and 30s, you thought 65 was old. Well, I'm here to tell you at 65, it isn't old. We are both in the best shape we've ever been in my whole life. And my career is over, but this isn't the ending point of my life.
You really need to think of 65 as a launching pad
to the most
beautiful time of your life. And you really can start to think of these buckets as things you can control, things you want to accomplish.
You know what? I want to do a video on this because this is really important for people. We think we've been programmed that 65 is retirement. You sit back, take it easy, do nothing. That's BS. When you get to this phase of life, it starts all over again. You get a whole new life filled with freedom and happiness and excitement and great health and great food and great friends. That's the vision you have to have.
Right.
That's what you need to think about. So,
the fifth part of this bucket is to find your people, right? Find your community. Start a morning coffee group, which you're doing down here in Florida. You know, reach out to some of your friends who are thriving and ask them questions. See if you can learn from them or share to them or make them part of your happiness day.
Listen, if you're out walking around and you see an elderly person who's 10, 20, 30 years older than you, or you see them in a supermarket and they're on their own and they're scooting around and they're active, strike up a conversation with them. You know, if they're 20 years your senior and they're happy and having a great life, just talk to them. They're looking for relationships too.
And they're not sitting back and saying, I'm too old for
No.
really anything. In fact, there's some studies about people who say I'm too old are typically between 60 and 72. Once you hit between 72 and 75 and older,
your happiness level goes up.
Your happiness level goes up, and people stop saying I'm too old to do things. They just start doing it. And those are marked with milestones.
And you know what I think it is too? It's because they're probably in their mind as old as they're going to be. Once you reach 80, all right, I'm 80. I'm about as old as I'm going to get. I don't know how much time I have left on the planet, but I'm 80. I made it. I'm happy. I've had a wonderful life. So work towards that. You know, the idea of I'm too old to do whatever can really limit your life. It can limit your day. It can limit your relationships. And it doesn't have to be like that.
And you know, all we're asking for you today is to really pick one of these 5 ideas and implement it over the next few weeks. So pick that you're going to learn something new, pick that you're going to eat healthier, or definitely pick that you're going to move your body or cut out the negativity, or a tough one, but one you can accomplish, pick that you're going to really build community.
Build one yourself. Start with 2 people. I just did that with a friend. We had coffee 3 weeks in a row down here in Florida. Now we've opened it up. We've invited 12 people next Thursday. If you live on Marco Island, come on down, because we're going to get together once a month and talk about some of the issues that we do on these YouTube videos, because we want to have a community of like-minded people.
Now listen, if you enjoyed this, please share with your friends and also subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below.
And finally, join our free Facebook community. The link's below, and Jody and I go live in there every Tuesday at 12:30.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you again soon.